Boat hitchhikers. Who are they really? They seem cool, but are they? I mean, it's really big and wide out here, and wouldn't you say? No one can hear you scream. There's only one way to find out, really. Take one aboard. You must admit that it's pretty ballsy for them to get on board a boat heading out in the middle of the ocean with you or I. Like Adele here, for example.
Remember when I had an imaginary friend? Well, I did. And guess what? She's here across from me.
My name is Adele. I'm from France. I met Alexandre a few days ago in Mindelo, Cabo Verde. I was looking for a boat to go to Senegal. I was on the deck dancing with a big cardboard saying looking for a boat to Senegal, and then he appeared, and so here I am on this boat. We should arrive in Senegal like tomorrow, and yeah. Okay. So I've been pretty seasick since the departure, and I want to ask you the question, is it better to have a real friend that is seasick or an imaginary friend that is perfectly healthy?
Everybody gets seasick at one point or another, huh? So, everybody does. Even the imaginary friend got seasick. I had to clean up after her. It was awful. Plus it smelled. You're a boat hitchhiker. How do you become a boat hitchhiker?
I'm really happy that you're saying that I'm a boat hitchhiker because it's been pretty recent. I went to Senegal last year and I wanted to go back this year, but I thought, hey, why not going by boat? And the first boat that I found was pretty easy because I found it on the internet. So I just had a call with this captain. I didn't know him. It was just, he said, okay, you have a spot on my boat. I was, okay, so I guess we see you in a few days. I arrive in the boat and everything is cool, so I go with him. And he was taking me all the way to Cabo Verde. And in the Canary Islands, I met a big community of boat hitchhikers, young people like me from Europe. They were living in abandoned restaurants, and every day they were going on the harbor and asking around if captain had spots for them. And I was really, really inspired by them. I was part of this community for a few days in the Canary Islands. And then I arrived in Cabo Verde, and I was really happy that I had to do this as well, to take my courage and go and see foreign people and say, hey, do you have a spot for me? And I was almost disappointed because I found Alexandre really, really fast, so I really didn't have the time to struggle. And I was, okay, so I guess I'm done, I found my boat, so okay. I think I want to do that again in my life. Yeah. The question I always wanted to ask you from the departure is about the tattoo that you have on your arm. I find it really nice and I want to know the story about it.
That tattoo I got in the Canaries, and it represents the Canaries. Because I want to have a tattoo in all the places that I've traveled to that have touched me in some way or another. And I was touched by the Canaries. I love the Canaries. And I wanted something that represented the Canaries without being something goofy like a, I don't know, dolphin, a volcano, a canary. So this was a Canarian hieroglyphic. It's actually a Guanche hieroglyphic. From like 2,000 years ago, it was carved on the rocks because they had, you know, a real indigenous population there in the Canaries. As opposed to Cape Verde, there was nobody before. So it has 7 rings, 7 islands. So that's the tattoo. It represents the Canaries. Adele, as a boat hitchhiker, you are pretty trusting humanity. I mean, you're getting on a boat with just anybody like me, you know, alone in the middle of the ocean. That's pretty gutsy, you know. I have a lot of respect for you to do that. And are you afraid? Do you ever question that? Do you ever think about some terrible things that could happen, or do you just go straight and you're confident that everything will be fine?
I think in general in life I'm pretty confident because I didn't have my trust betrayed that often. So maybe I'm a little bit naive, probably maybe, but it's a lot about instinct. I didn't think too much about it. I just we talked like 5-10 minutes barely on the date when I was dancing, and I just felt that we were really different, but that it was okay, that it was safe. And now that I'm with you, I am safe, clearly. Everything is okay. And what I love about it is that I'm spending a lot of time with you. We're chatting when I'm not too seasick, and it would have never happened otherwise. I would have never had those discussions with you if we were in my everyday life. And I also have a theory that we say to girls that it's dangerous to travel alone. It is, but I'm not sure that it's that more dangerous than just being, I'm from Paris, like in Paris I can get harassed by guys every day in the streets, so maybe what I'm doing is not more dangerous than just living in that kind of cities, so might as well do it. What is it that you dislike the most in Cabo Verde?
What do I dislike the most in Cabo Verde? I really had to think about that because there aren't very many things I don't like about Cabo Verde. There is one thing, it's the people who treat you like a foreigner, like a white person, and they constantly want something from you. And that gets very annoying, kind of take advantage. And oftentimes it's the women who are like that. And they treat you, like you're white, you've got money, you can, afford to do anything, and you feel, it kind of doesn't feel well. That's the one thing I don't like. Otherwise, there's nothing I don't like about Cabo Verde. Even that is kind of entertaining sometimes. I've learned a few good lessons with some people that kind of screwed me over. Not for much, but it's never been really bad. Cape Verde is safe. There's no violence or anything like that, Yeah, it's the only thing. I got a question for some of these hippie folks sometimes. They're really cool, they're sweet, I like them. But there's something about them I don't understand. The girls don't shave their armpits or shave their legs. They have hair everywhere. It's kind of strange. Why do you do that?
Well, I knew that this question would come.
Oh, you did?
I was feeling it. I'm really used to people asking me. Generally, they shy about it and they're like, Adele, can I ask you a question? I'm like, come on, I already know what you're going to ask me. Me, it's been quite a while. I started really young when I was in high school. It's been a lot of years that I stopped shaving at all. I just don't want to bother with this. It costs money, it takes time, it's hurtful. I don't want to waste time with this. I want to decide what I want to do with my body and the message that I want to convey, because I know that people, they see it, and I'm kind of happy that they do, because if a man is really disgusted by it, then he's not going to come to me and I'm not going to lose time with him. But if I know that the guy in front shares my values and that it's okay with him, then he's going to come to me and we're going to know already that we have something in common. And I already had guys that told me that they like it. I already had people telling me in the street, oh, I find him brave to do it. Like, wow, I would love to do it, but I don't want to. Yeah, I really had bad experiences with this. Like, really, practically none in the end. And
okay, show us your arms.
oh.
Look at that! And the legs!
Yeah, and I am happy. I mean, I am, yeah.
Good for you.
And after all these years not shaving, I'm still not sure that I find it pretty. But being pretty is not my priority. I mean, it's okay. If it makes me a little bit less pretty in the eyes of some people, I don't mind.
Adele's super cool, but she's feeling a little queasy inside. I'm trying to understand, when you stay inside the boat, it's warm, and your stomach gets a little strange, and you feel like you're gonna get some air, you're gonna like blow chunks.
Yeah, I really need some air. It's really hot inside and it moves.
Too bad you guys aren't here to ask questions. We decided that she's gonna ask me questions and I'll ask her questions. So we'll continue that a little bit later when she feels better.
So in the end, there you have it. We still have some sailing to do. And Adele, well, she can fly her hippie flag and furry armpits out here in the wind and waves for a couple more days. Hey, it was great to have you aboard on this voyage. If you enjoyed your trip, leave a like and subscribe. You'll help us navigate better. We promise you a good time every Wednesday, man. So welcome aboard.